Hi everybody, this is Mr. Go. This is a quick tutorial on how to use the drawing tools inside of Google Slides to go ahead and complete this assignment, which is the W3H3 succession storyboard assignment. If you look at slide number 3, these are some of the examples that you can use to explain, right, what primary succession and secondary succession would be. So this one right here, okay, this first one, that is primary succession. So that's an example of a Google drawing that explains primary succession. This right here is a good storyboard for secondary succession. So there's a couple ways you could do it. You could do it kind of like in a timeline, okay, like this for primary succession. And then you could also do kind of like a storyboard, right, for this one for secondary succession. So let me just show you how to use the tools. Now, to do the assignment, I'd like you to actually use the drawing tools inside of Google Slides instead of using images. So you could just perceivably click Insert Image and then just search a bunch of images and so forth. But I'd like you to go ahead and prevent yourself from doing that and just use, right, the drawing tools that you have actually at your disposal. So let's just take a look again at that drawing, right? So this first one, let me go ahead and set the stage. It looks like I have some rocks that are in gray, and then the soil looks like it's in brown. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Let's go ahead and draw a rectangle. Okay. And if you'd like, you can even do it like this with a triangle. Okay. And then click and drag it like this. Okay. Cool. So I've already kind of drawn like the stage for it right here. Okay, so let me just kind of move it in place. Let's see. Let me resize it. So I'm going to resize it like this, probably. And then let me make it a little bit more shallow and make it fit into that spot. Okay, good. I kind of like that. Okay, I like this part. Awesome. So now I'm going to keep it gray, right, to kind of symbolize rock. Or if you want, I want to change it to a brown color, right? A little bit more like a rock sort of color. So I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to keep it gray, but I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit darker. So there we go. And then let me go ahead and add another shape, right? Let me go ahead and add another shape right here. So then I can have a rectangle over here, about the same size as that triangle right there. Okay, with the same color. And, you know, I'm going to line it up like this. All right, cool. So I'm already kind of almost there, right, with the ground. Now I just need to go ahead and draw another triangle that maybe will be a little bit more sort of like, okay, well, I got it. It's going to look a little bit more brown. So I'm going to draw another triangle like this. Okay. And then I'm going to try to make it brown. But note that, okay, so let me just switch this first. Brown. Okay, cool. But it's kind of in the wrong position. So if you look over here at the top of this triangle, if I put my mouse right about there, you can see that my mouse turns into a set of crosshairs. And what that does is it allows me to rotate this. Okay, like that. Oh, check it out. So now, right, I've got it like this. All right, now it's a little bit like kind of wonky because it's sitting on top, right? So it looks like it's overlapping right around this area right here. Okay. But I don't want it overlapping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at that triangle. And over here at the top, I'm going to click on Arrange. I'm going to Order. And I'm going to send it to the back. Because right now it's saying it's laying on top of everything else. But I want it to go all the way to the back. So it's behind that gray triangle that I just put. And there you go. So now you can see, right? It's looking pretty good. Oops, sorry. Looking pretty good with regards to, let me go to slide 3. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I like it. So far, so good. Now I got to go ahead and draw my boulders. All right, how am I going to draw boulders? Let's see. Let me go and find some more shapes. You know, I kind of like this octagon shape. Or maybe I'll go decagon right here. I'm going to go ahead and make a boulder. There you go. Okay, I'm going to put this guy right here. But it's kind of laying on top again. So I don't want that guy on top. I want him actually all the way to the back. Boom, there you go. Okay. I can actually make another one if I press Control C. Or I can right click, copy, and then paste. And you see how I have another boulder right there. But this time I don't want it to kind of look too regular, so I'm going to rotate it a little bit, make it kind of go like that. Okay, I'm going to paste another one. Okay, right here. But this time I'm going to make this guy a little bit smaller, right? Maybe more squished, like this. And then I'm going to send that guy to the back too. Okay, send him back. I'm going to send this guy to the back. So, all right, there you go. So I've got some boulders in there. All right, so now let's go ahead and draw some lichen. All right, how do I draw lichen? Well, why don't we go ahead and just use the little scribble line right here. And what that does is I can make whatever scribble line that I want, okay? But I got to make sure I do it in the right color. So let me go ahead and get rid of that. Let me change the color first. Well, actually, let me go ahead and just draw, scribble, okay? I'm going to scribble right here. Okay, I'm going to scribble. Oops. Okay, hold on. Let's not move that guy. And click on that scribble right there. But I'm going to change the color to nice neon green. Ah, there you go. So there's my lichen right there. Okay. So I'm going to do scribble again. Boom. Click on that. Scribble some more. Okay, cool. I can even make the line a little bit thicker. So if I make it like 2, and then change the color so it looks a little bit more, right, thicker, right? So the line's a little bit thicker. So and again, you can only do that if that's selected, right? So if you select that particular thing. And in fact, you know, once I've drawn that, copy and paste is my friend. So look, I right click on that, copy, right? Paste it, right? I'll paste right here, right? And I can just use the arrow keys to move it around. I'm going to paste again. Move it around. So copy and paste is my friend, right? There you go. Paste again. So now I have a bunch of lichen. All right, so I've shown you guys a few strategies. Let's take a look at some other things, right? All right, look, the flower. How do I do the flower? Oh, and look, there's like the little flowers over there. So it's up to you, whatever you want to use. There's a ton of different shapes that you can use right here. You can use, let's see. Let's go over to here. You could probably use, you can use the sun, right? Even the sun you can use as a flower if you'd like, okay? I think you could even do the cloud right here. And the cloud can actually be like a bush. Right, so I'm going to put that right here, make this a little bit smaller. Okay, make it a little bit more dark green. Right, so now I have a bush, and then copy and paste a bunch of them. So then now I have a bunch of shrubs. Okay, and then I can even use that actually as a tree top. So watch, if I resize this, right? So that becomes a treetop right there. And then I can paste that again. Oops. Let's try that again. Copy that, paste it. So now I've got treetops over here. I can make them different sizes. If I want to make a tree, right? I just have to do another shape. Let's see if I can find one that looks kind of like an hourglass shape, kind of. So then it looks a little bit more like a tree. Let's see if I can find one. Maybe, is it the callouts? An equation. Let me see. What can I find? Well, you can always just do rectangles too, right? It doesn't have to be fancy. So here, let me just do a rectangle. Okay. Right? So like that. Okay, but the rectangle needs to go on the back so it doesn't look weird. Send to back. And the rectangle can't be green, so I'm going to change that, make it dark brown. Maybe even a lighter brown like that. There you go. So my trees are looking pretty good, right? And then I'll just copy that and then paste it again. Now I got another tree. This time I want to make him a little bit taller, right? But then I want to make sure that that guy gets sent to the back. Sent to the back. Okay, good. So you can kind of see, like, I can draw this pretty quickly, right? So let's take a look at some other things in here that they used. Oh, look, they used the sun definitely a bunch of times. Oh, and I see what they did with the pine trees. They just used a bunch of triangles. Ah, let's try that. So, oops, sorry, one more time. Let's draw some triangles, right? Shapes, triangles. There we go. So here's a triangle right here. Let's make that green. Let's make a lighter green, right? And then let's just copy and paste that a bunch of times. So now I've got a pine tree. Okay, but let's move that to the back. Again, so arrange, order, send back. Okay, send that to the back too. There you go. So now I've got trees. Awesome. Now let's say you don't want the lines around the triangles. Okay, if you don't want the lines around the triangles, you can click right here. Okay. And then just wait, hold on, let me see. Where could I change the border? I'd have to right click on here. And then edit, format options right here. I think if I go to, well, you guys can figure it out. Oh, I just added a drop shadow. Oh, that makes it kind of cool. I like that actually. So if I do a drop shadow, you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a shadow underneath that triangle right there. It makes it look pretty cool. And then I just have to copy that, paste it, okay? And then pine tree, right? Make it right there. I'm going to make this a little bit skinnier like this. But it's on top, so I got to send it back again. So I'm going to click on this, click arrange, order, send backwards. Try it again. Order, send to the back. There you go. Now I've got like some tall pine trees and so forth. And I can even copy this, right? Copy that tree and paste it a bunch of times. So now I have a tree here, tree here. So you can draw this pretty quickly actually. Okay. It just depends on like, your creativity, right? If you want to do some grass, you could do some grass by just doing some scribble, right? Here, let me do that scribble line. So I can do grass right here, right? But then I want to make sure that I change the line to be nice and green. I don't know. I don't like the look of that. So maybe I can just draw a bunch of lines and make it look kind of cool like grass. All right. So that's how to do the drawings, right? Using the shapes inside of Google Slides. Okay. So there's a ton of different ways to actually do this. Just, got to be a little bit creative. The reason why I'm asking you guys to use the shapes inside of Google Slides is so then you guys can get used to drawing, right, items directly in here instead of having to rely on images, right, inside of the Google search option right here, okay? And again, one reason why, again, this is important is at some point I'm going to ask you guys to draw things inside of Google Slides without adding images. And this is a good sort of training tool for you guys to actually get used to doing that, all right? I'll see you guys in class. I'll talk to you guys soon.